I know our next beautiful guest, all the way from the UK, is going to be tapping deeper into alignment, into miracle moments, and also his own journey, which is fabulous. So please.
Yeah, Richard Asimba stands out as a luminous business leader and a profound voice. In the metaphysical realm and as a CEO of the Levels with Value podcast, he introduces innovative ideas and influential personalities, each season aiming to unlock potential and enhance personal and professional worth. His initiative and the socially pivotal community serves as a gateway I lost my spot, to transformative online content into sales, empowering business owners with the skills needed to thrive in the digital marketplace.
Richard's journey is a testament to hope, faith, and resilience, and he symbolizes the dynamic, ever-moving cloud and the relentless river that reaches the ocean. Oh, what a metaphor there. His narrative shifts perspectives on allegiance and success, focusing on increasing marketplace value and fostering human flourishing. Through his work, Richard is committed to elevating both economic and spiritual abundance, making a significant impact in the lives of many. Oh, so excited. Now, Richard has pre-recorded because it's super early where he is as well, but he'll be tuning in live on our panel later on. So take it away, Richard.
What's going on, family? My name's Richard Asimba, aka Levels with Richard online. I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Have you guys seen any of my stuff on social media? If we're unfamiliar and this is the first time, hey, how are you? I want to guarantee you a positive experience. We're going to have fun. We're going to make impact. You're going to learn something. You feel me? It's going to be transformative. And if not, better luck next time. I have 2 rules, right? Rule number 1 is always have fun. And rule number 2 is always remember rule number 1. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into this. Yeah. They say the truth will set you free, but first you must recognize which lie is holding you back so you can pierce the disguise which lies behind. And now when you realize, hold on just a sec, you're thinking about this all wrong. Because you are thinking about this all wrong, you're going to focus on light instead of color. We're consciously blind. They said the Messiah will come, all right. You feel me? As long as I'm concerned in our communities, we've always had access to information in which can send us north towards ascension, right? But as, breaking it down, dissecting it and implementing, that's been another case. So said the Messiah will come down to be speaking riddles, parables, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? You guys can't read the book, okay? I'm going to come read the book for you. So don't even play with me. Prophecy has been fulfilled as far as this one is concerned. However, truth and falsehood have been mixed. Falsehood, let me explain it to you, is something temporary. Your flesh, for example, right? Here today, gone tomorrow. Should last, scientists now today say, 150, right? You've got telomeres on, which are like shoelaces on the end of your DNA. So as opposed to living much, much longer than maybe we've seen some people in historical records, this is what you're dealing with. Now on top of quality of food or whatever's in the air, that may vary again, right? But you've been given this meat suit so you can have dominion on earth, bring heaven on earth. You feel me? Get all them little pieces. And truth is something that lasts. So spirit, like everlasting, right? So now there's going to be a great battle to see what's more powerful, the mind or the body. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. You guys, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? Because in other words, a soul sees a lifetime or incarnation as a single day. Now you glimpse our eternal life. When you're focusing on light instead of color, it's just a change of perspective. Energetics say memory is also genetic. So genetics can store memory. Wow. So memory is a soul function. That's why biofeedback and hypnosis works, right? There's certain techniques you can access them things that are stored that you don't have regular access to. Time is measured in cycles, not straight lines. And the elephant theory, for those who might not know and need a little refresher, say the elephant is chained down, right? Because of perspective, because sometimes we've been getting our own way. Sometimes it's the world which has been held together by the restricting of consciousness, and you try to go over here, for some reason you can't, because you're chained down. Something is stopping you. Try to go over there, you try to go here, it's not working. After a period of time, you just stop trying to move, right? You've accepted a situation that may never be. Now, by some sort of miracle, because we are in the middle of a miracle, that chain is off you. You now have a chance. You now have an opportunity. You now have an idea. And there's nothing stopping you, right? But yourself. But because of unresolved grief, because of perspective, because we've gotten so used to being what we're used to being, we don't even try. We don't even attempt. There's no chain on us, but we don't even attempt to chase greatness. We don't even attempt to find that love. We don't even attempt to seek that new level of ourselves. This is the elephant theory. Once upon a time, we address people by their geographical location. I'll give you guys context, you feel me? Or who they're descended from. So, for example, Jews ain't called Jews because they're called Jews because they got that name from their descendant, Judah. Who knows Judah and Dan? You guys let me know in the comments if you like history or faithed up and that's led you to discoveries. We was earth clans and tribes. Melanation may have differed and pigmentation in different tribes, but when you hear the word Inca, it just meant people. So when they talk about the African region known as Kemet back then, that's them saying Afar Inca. They're relating to the Kemet, the Egyptians, them Africans, right? When they're talking about West, they were saying Namor Inca, right? Namor people. So things like black people or white people, it's modern terms. And I'm going to give you guys receipts. You can type in Dr. Jacqueline Batalora and watch the video that's on YouTube, right? What you know is falsehood under the code of thieves to divide and conquer and destroy people who are going to wake people up. You feel me? And we're into unity, we're into togetherness. One of my favorite quotes is "A rising tide lifts all boats," and I got that from Tanya Eliza, I believe. So I want to shout her out while we're here. But yeah, let me know. Been one of my biggest quotes that I've carried forward. So I got to ask the question for you guys: like, are you ready to wake up? You feel me? If you're sleeping on me, are you ready to wake up? If you've been sleeping on yourself, are you ready to wake up? I don't know, maybe you need to do 5 star jumps right now. Maybe you need to do 5, 10 press-ups right now. Wake up. Maybe you need to back some vitamin B's tablets. All right. We're going to get into this in 1, 2, 3. Where I'm from in this timeline, yeah, if you spend $1,000, £1,000, right, you've got something to show for it. If you spend 10,000, you've definitely got something to show for it, right? So can you imagine when we first encountered delayed gratification? Even if you spent £500, where I'm from, the museum, you've got something to show for it. I've seen man make 25K, upwards to 300, and at the end of the month, 0. And after a while, I was thinking like, all right, like, hang on. There's no way you was making future decisions to be having that kind of. I never really had a real job like that, but when I was at ASOS, for you guys, you can go Google what ASOS is. I became much better at problem solving and research. And don't get it twisted. I know there's broke on different levels. You can be 6 figures and you feel me, and still broke. There's broke on different levels. There's millionaires which is broke to 6-figure people which have been broke until they pattern up. But the good news is good news, and I can't wait to share it with you. There's more millionaires than ever. There's more millionaires. There's more young millionaires. There's more young millionaires. Listen, some people have got multiple streams. You're not broke because you don't have money. Because if you have money and you're broke, money's not the problem. If money's not the problem, it's a productivity issue. Let's focus on light. It's a productivity issue. We look at China, a country which was given the statistics, leaving it in triple digits as far as the rankings, right? Because this is how they measure whether a country is poor or rich, is the GNDP, right? It's not when how much money you've got, or how much drip you've got, or how much clothes you've got, or how much people's in your section. You feel me? They measure it on how productive you are and how innovative you are. This is how the real world measure wealth. So if you're not productive, they label you a poor country. If there's one thing we've seen with China, much more than often, where's this item made from? Growing up, where's that chair made from? Where's this cloth made from? Where's this top made from? Where's this little laptop stand that you've got made from? That you probably got from Temu. Because they do have some good stuff every now and then. It's made from China. These lot were very, very productive. And that's how a country who, citizens had less salary, a country which had less savings than tier 1 countries like US and UK and Australia ended up rising to number 2. Some dare even say competing for the superpower. And you've got a superpower inside of you, you feel me? You just have to activate it. And if you're open-minded for the next hour, I'm going to show you why this, why now, and why you. Entrepreneur is the new gangster. Imagine me on the come up, I'm talking about mentor, coach, or seminar. Like that. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Now, if I bring it up, it's like, hang on. You feel me? Mentor, coach, like, all right. Where, who? You feel me? It's one of the fastest industries of time. I almost said injury. I don't know why I said injury. You know what? While we're here, fun tip, researching one time which sports creates the most injuries, and I kid you not, it was cheerleading. And in the beginning, you're gonna have to cheer for yourself. Okay, you might have to tap into your coach's belief sometimes until yours kicks in. But you've got to be, your belief has to kick in at one stage, and it's gonna hurt. Statistics say the sport which has caused the most injuries is cheerleaders, believe it or not. But yeah, that's fascinating. You feel me? This life is gonna test you. Apparently, that's what it's supposed to feel like. But yeah, it's one of the fastest industries of time. Why? Because it's getting people results. People don't want to go back to college for more general knowledge. They don't want to learn on their own. This industry is given purpose and it's given passion. You probably have an asset or an online business. Guys, let me know in the comments what it is that you do. You feel me? Are you online? Are you looking to get online? Or what's the angle? You guys probably have an angle, right, for your online business, but you don't know how to do this particular angle, but you know it deserves some attention. You know it would do wonders if you could amplify this area of your business. You want to make a difference, but you need to become a difference maker. So this pattern is great to start from anywhere. It's got low startup costs. You can start up on the side. And bonus, it's also great to add to your current business. This is freelance digital marketing. And now with AI, it's a huge breakthrough. If you saw the picture, the beautiful picture that was in the beginning of this presentation, it was actually created by artificial intelligence. I think it was the Microsoft Edge image creator. Yeah. Stunning. Quickly. You feel me? I mean, that picture was quickly. Gave me 5. Quickly. I'll share some more with you throughout this presentation. But with freelance digital marketing, identify what it is and what way you want to serve and what areas could be beneficial to your niche, to your people, to your tribe. Extract it, package it, and make people say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you might be thinking, Richard, I don't have a following right now, though. You feel me? I don't have a following. I don't have a following. I'm not, you feel me? I don't know on any of my socials. No one even knows my name. Like, am I too late? Tech's a bit scary. I don't have time. You know when it's too late? When you're in the graveyard. That is when it's too late. If you're seeing this, if you're alive, if oxygen is still, you're still breathing oxygen, if there's still blood in your veins, this is quite significant. The best thing that can happen today is a volcano erupts inside of you. Instead of all this trapped lava that's been brewing, yeah, erupt it. My story, give you a little bit of context, a little bit. I'm an example of a human being when hard work is applied. I work hard and worked hard over a long period of time, and I've changed my life because of that, and transformed my life because of that, to the point where people think I'm smart. You feel me? To the point where a lot of money man think I'm smart. But once upon a time, I was uneducated. I was lost, maybe borderline bipolar. But by going through the process, not only can you change other people's lives, you can change your own life in the process. And if you develop the habits of success, I guarantee you'll make success a habit. Yeah, you can write that one down. So I met an Iranian boy on route to entrepreneurship because being curious has got me way further than smart ever did. We all know about the famous Armadas, later known as the Entrustians, and townfolk relations. So yeah, some would say I was mad for jumping both feet in, considering what was going on in my life as well as history. But I do my research on war, not because I like fighting, but to know who's on whose side, where everyone went, who actually won. You feel me? In the middle of a miracle. And some people might like me a little bit more, some people might like me a little bit less. Some people, it may not even matter. I'm one to be looking at light, not two colors on a chessboard. And I ain't trying to judge you either. I got to experience you first, right? So write this down. Your job ain't to stop the storm, it's to weather it. Yeah. Your job is not to stop the storm, it's to weather it. It reminds me of that situation. You guys, have you ever watched Matrix? There's one bit where Neo's speaking to Morpheus and he's like, are you telling me I'm going to be able to dodge bullets? And Morpheus is like, no, Neo. I'm telling you, when this is all and done, you won't have to, or something like that. My hairs are rising right now. You feel me? My hairs are rising. You say no, I'm telling you, at the end, you won't even have to. So that means it doesn't matter what they're firing, who they're firing at. You feel me? He told Neo it doesn't even matter what they're doing. Let me tell you something right now. The Statue of Liberty is a dragon, right? I'm getting esoteric. We're tapping into the metaphysical realms. I'm looking at light. The Statue of Liberty is the same statue as Lucifer that's in Europe. It's just got a dress on. And the Lucifer statue in Europe is an absolute man. We've got the same face, right? We've got the same, he just got a dress on. So here's what's happening as far as how this was played out. They're using the feminist agenda to undermine the matriarchy and to decide the patriarchs of the matriarchy order of men and the matriarchal support system to be averse to matriarchy because they think in matriarchy and feminism is the same thing. Feminism is wrote by dragon queens. I do my research on war not because I like fighting. I'm focused on light. Feminism is wrote by dragon queens. It wasn't written by women. It was wrote by dragon queens and lesbians. You feel me? What we're dealing with right now is a military conquest contingency plan. When you find out that Noble Drew Ali infiltrated the more Zionist Jews, it starts to make sense why they hate Farrakhan for the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Because when people read the first book, you realize, wait a minute, this ain't making sense. Because these times, everybody here, at the time they say these Jews is here, is melanated. Ain't none of them pale. There's no pale-faced Jews. Yet that was a pilot program started under the Khazarian Empire. The Khazarians came from the Khazarian mountains in the Persian imperial rule. Now Persia fell and Russia rose in the Tsars, and the Tsars was the antithesis to the Ashkenazi. They were the enemy to the ones who would later come over to the Western Europe as the blood shield for the black nobility to do business because they could pass the brown paper bag test with ease. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is why your JDL in the West Sides, you feel me, the intelligence agency, who act as a civil rights activist group, they don't do no civil rights in the West whatsoever. You feel me? Ask the chiefs on the land. You feel me? Ask real kings on them lands. What it is a paramilitary assault team designed that anybody that's gonna tell us exactly what's going on, they're going to kill that one there. They use them in places like Hollywood or in the music industries where we have large platforms. This is why all the celebrities are scared to speak up because, you know, their life and families and people they care about, their financial stability is all being threatened by these people, right? It's all in the FBI files, right? All these mysterious deaths weird diseases. It's not no coincidence. You feel me? Someone knows something. You know something. I know something. I know you know. I know you know. You know I know something. That's why I'm here. I changed the meaning of what it means to be on whose side. I'm promoting light and resurrecting our blind consciousness. Oh, I'm about to show Queen Khalifa's castle. I'm about to show you Queen Khalifa. Let me peel back the layers on divine breadcrumbs. Who is she? She's a queen representing the matriarch as far as this energy is concerned. And yeah, you know, melanated being, queen, like I said, in her own home or castle. Where is this castle? Where's the landmass? Okay, you can type that in for yourself on Google. You feel me? Sooner or later, you're gonna see. Okay, this is the landmass. This is the area where this queen lived. This is the area where this queen lived. Here we go. Again, Queen Khalifa on the island of California. She ruled in paradise until the great floods. Yeah, right. Until the great floods. This is her landmass. That's interesting. Even that's interesting. That's looking like, you know, California today. That's looking exactly where the Alcatraz prison is. Do you guys, have you ever seen any movies or documentaries on Netflix about the Alcatraz prison? This is where this woman lived. You feel me? On an island, like I said, she lived in paradise. It was looking good in her own home, minding her own peace, staying out the way. You feel me? Her people were living good. Her relationships was good with the world. But you know, their murderer arrived now, and you know, they cannon the heck out of a house. So how did it end up becoming the Alcatraz prison? First, like I said, it was her home. The Armada came, it wasn't no flipping floods. You feel me? They cannoned the heck out of a woman. The house was almost down to smithereens. Then they used it as a military base, and now it's used as a prison. So yeah, this is what happened. And then they took the queen to court, and then they tried to pass it off as the melanated matriarch queen is crazy because she's now in court cussing them out. Like, what the hell? You lot have come to my house, booted me out, you feel me? Stopped me from ascending. Trying to say this and that, all making up all rules. And now the courts are trying to say, hey, this woman's crazy, she's crazy, you're not fit, whatever. But she's not crazy. She's just not with whatever this scandalous and barbarous be. Like today, what would you guys do if you saw a woman? You feel me? Man said a mother's coming to kick a woman out of her own house. If that was on the street, you know, from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, this side of London, there's no games. You know what I'm saying? Someone's getting beaten up. Like, you just come in trying to remove a woman out of their own house, who again is living in peace, not causing no mayhem, staying in their own lane, is in nature, is in sync with nature herself and everything else. But yeah, like I said, they come, throw her out, then take her to court, and then try labor off as crazy or pass her off as mental and all these things. But she's definitely not. She's just cussing them out because she's just seeing things for what it is. You feel me? When you peel back the layers of divine breadcrumbs and you see go and look at the maps. Go and look at the map. See the landmass location of Alcatraz prison. See the landmass of where she lived. You feel me? She's not a fictional character. And here's another interesting fact. You see the place where you guys take your kids to Disneyland. You see the castle which you guys take your kids and they're so excited to see. This is the castle of this African melanated descended woman. That castle, what you see in Disneyland, is what her castle looked like on this island. Yeah. The Disneyland castle is Queen Khalifa's castle. You feel me? I'm not sure they're gonna tell you that or ever gonna tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you about it. Like I said, there's no gatekeeping over here. Levels of Richard. You feel me? Real recognize real. And you see what? If you throw me in the sea, you might be disappointed with the results. I mean, the big fish eat the little fish. Storms come and go, but Richard Asimba just keeps on paddling. I just keep on paddling, baby. You guys let me know in the comments. You feel me? You just keep on paddling. You might be disappointed with the results if you're trying to throw me under the bus. You feel me? I'm just going to keep on paddling. I'm focusing on light. You feel me? Forget all this. They said it was a flood. That same castle you see in Disneyland is that melanated queen who was cannoned by barbarous males, removed from her house, living in peace, taken to court, labeled mental on notes, crazy. This is why I flirt with like the hustle from early. It's similar to Nipsey Hussle. I just wanted to ease the burden on my people. You feel me? I wanted to ease the burden on my people because, you know, just to be standing in the same space, some people got to be running 30 times as fast. Isn't that what the Ice Queen said to what did the Ice Queen say to who's that Alice? In my world, you got to be running twice as fast, or we say 10 times as fast just to be standing still. And I wanted to ease that burden on my peoples. You feel me? Because they've been through a lot. They've really, really been through a lot. They asked me on live what was my first entrepreneurship journey. It was car washing. Then I was putting together like better pieces of phones, a little bit of distribution. But full transparency, the only difference is if the 12 caught you, you was going on holiday for a minute with the goodie mob. Yeah. That's an all-inclusive at the Queen's Hotel. Ain't no double beds, brother. Ain't no fluffy pillows, sister. Right? This is before being introduced to the Spanish dude and the MLM and you know, through Amway. So now fast forward on this timeline, I'm seeing people who delayed gratification has paid off. Because again, I'm focusing on light. I'm seeing more money, less problems is the lifestyle people have access to. So okay, I'm investing in resources. You know, my coach is asking me to get. You gotta be coachable, right? I do expect people to be doing the same thing. You gotta take things serious so people take you serious. As far as like learning and yeah, I'm not no stranger to that. First you learn, then you take away the L. And for the record, again, I'm not in that company. I'm not in Amway, and I've got nothing to do with that leadership as of date for a long time now. I created a motivational speaking pack, however, and gave them the right to use, and that was the last of it. As far as like speaking and relationships, but I was fully involved. You feel me? Until I realized my unique situation, the pandemic, and yeah, just seeing. Like I said, I'm not looking at colors on a chessboard, right? I'm seeing game running in game as far as being in the middle of a miracle. And separately, you know, the company was stuck in its own matrix considering today's earth problems. Like, we've never experienced a global pandemic before, right? However, the fire's still in the fire, so make no mistake. The experiences shifted my life, guys. You feel me? Being in an environment where seeds can now grow, it shifted my life. And I knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted to be a part of the real world. I knew I wanted to move closer towards my vision. I just didn't know what I'm supposed to do. I knew what I can do, right? I didn't know what I'm supposed to do, but I knew what I can do. Pivot. Pivot. This word is famously known as basketball. So, you know, you got one foot and you can turn around in any direction. That's right. You can turn around in any direction. You can do that. As, listen, you can't change maybe speed straight away, right? But you can change direction literally overnight. The pandemic was crazy. And to add insult to injury, we can't go outside, right? We can't talk to people. But I guess it was okay because Richard Asimba levels with Richard, and I'm telepathic, and everything was Gucci. No, no, I had doubts, right? Like they're not really rocking with us. You feel me? Am I way over my head? Family members are saying this and that. You feel me? They'll probably prefer if I have a job. You feel me? People saying you don't have a lot of money right now, and as far as pension, you don't have like you feel me? You ain't been working for a while, and you don't have no pension. But you're that smooth talking cheeky brethren from the outskirts of London. I knew I was about more. Desire, more. Impact, more. Abundance was my birthright. It was promised. It was promised. But what was the promise? To what people was it promised to? And who promised it? Glory to God, I'm about taking the initiative, regardless when it comes to levels with value, which is actually my podcast, predominantly on YouTube. And yeah, I met some really really cool people, some real people who remembered who they was before the world told them who they were. And yeah, we've made some great partnerships and friendships that will break the barriers, smash glass ceilings, and hope will prevail for the many to come. If you failed at something in the past, chances are you were missing one or more of these things. Map. You need the right one. If I bump into Jack Sparrow, Guys, let me know in the comments if you know Jack Sparrow or if you've watched any of the Pirates of the Caribbean, because they put in a lot of work. You feel me? Yeah, I bump into Jack Sparrow. He gives me a map, right? It's a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? Jack Sparrow gave, you know what I'm saying? You bumped into Jack, he gave me a map. It's a little bit off, not because he would do that. I'm sure I can trust Jack Sparrow, right? After a little exchange of currency, sometimes you have to guarantee your success. My God, you can't climb ladders with your hands in your pocket. And if you make the mistake of doing so, it might take you 40 years to get to the promised land when the calculations by the ancestors said it wasn't supposed to take that long. Then you need the right guide. Someone who's like, with you, they're saying, hang on, that's why we failed, just to get back up. You feel me? You got to have patience. All the things which are difficult will become easy, but that's only through patience. Usually you're not doing the right thing or not enough of the right thing. So, okay, we need to keep on keeping on. Or we need to learn to rest, but not to give up. You understand what I'm trying to say? This is the guidance you're getting with me. Gold does not fear the melting pot. Fear and hope cannot operate in the same space. So what guests are you inviting? I hope you invite me. There's a gold rush, 1848. I want to invite you. Let me tell you something. 1848 to 1855, my people in the West. So the story goes, they was giving away plots of land, right, in California. That land's got gold on it. So if you can skiddy your butt over there, you can get land that has gold on it, and you can be rich and wealthy. 1848, right? Say you had a horse and a cart, and you had to get across the country. Would you need the right path? Would you need the right map? Because remember, if you're a little bit off, my God, it's a long way home. Why you think I created the digital influencer treasure secrets? And while it's $10, it is a bargain and a discount. Without it, you never get there. So you want someone who's actually been there, or you want someone who's actually got eyes and ears on the ground, who's actually created the map. You need a map, and I don't care how long or how big it is, because if it's right, we're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. Listen, I have not taken a cursory glance at this situation. You feel me? I've dedicated my life to the question when I present to you this map. So we gonna party like it's your birthday. Hey, hang on, guys. Do we have anyone's birthday like in the event today? Is anyone's birthday, or is anyone's birthday who's just been, or anyone's birthday that's coming up? You feel me? Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate you. I want to invite the rest of the family here to celebrate. You're saying you've come this far. In the day and age, we've got sharks coming on the beach, right? The sharks are agitated. I guess the world is heating up. The water is heating up. So, they're probably getting agitated. So probably why we've seen all these videos of them coming on the beach just moving mad. But a guide's going to tell you, hey, look out. There's some sharks pulling out. Look out. There's some people going to be popping up where you're at. Maybe you shouldn't go on the day. Maybe you feel me? Like, okay, cool. Thank you, family. Good looking. Good looking. Thanks, coach. Thank you. You feel me? Whoa. They tried to sabotage you. They tried to sabotage your vehicle. Hang on a minute. They tried to hack you out the game. I know how to fix that. You need this type of guide in your life. You feel me? Someone who they really come for. These types of people usually indicate or signal some sort of power or capabilities. Because that's what they do when they colonize. You feel me? They take away your self-worth, your self-value, your self-respect. You need this type of guide in your life so you don't give up on you. They're going to make you doubt yourself out here. If it's not the world in itself, some person online with no display picture, user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You feel me? And I'm sitting there like, damn. User 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, give me a break. Say you've got the right map and the right guide, yeah? Jack Sparrow, we entered negotiations. He had 7 barrels of rum. You feel me? Went according to plan, right? The map was certified. It guided you all the way to California. Say you got there now, yeah, to the mine. You see the opportunity in this day and age. You got right to where the gold was. You've got the asset, and they say, hey, it's right there. You feel me? All you gotta do is plug in. All you gotta do is go behind there and just start digging, right? And they're gonna hand you a fork so you can dig for gold. That's what they're gonna give you, a fork. And they're a good person, good heart. probably good intentions, yeah, just in case you get hungry, we've also got these cans of soup. And they say, what, do you want another fork or okay, yeah, let me give you another fork because obviously that one might be dirty from all the digging you. So that you've got two forks. You've got two forks. One to dig gold. You feel me? Like I'm talking the fork that's in your drawer, right? That kind of size. And you've got another fork so you can eat soup. You're gonna be there for a very long time, probably longer than 40 years. You feel me? It may vary, but the journey's all the same. You're gonna be there for a long time. If you feel like you've been walking around the desert for 40 years and you're thinking the water that you've got is not gonna sustain you much longer, you need to pay attention and pick up what I'm putting down. Because they're equivalent to our gold rush right now with online marketing and freelance digital marketing. I'm gonna show you a path to start in affiliate marketing, which is also known as freelance digital marketing, right? Or accelerate what you already have. And if you're in business, we're going to show you how to add to it. You guys let me know how many of you guys would like that. How many guys have you seen this idea out there and wondered and been waiting to try, give it a go, or incorporate somehow for your online business? What kind of changes do you want to see, my friend? What kind of changes do you want to see in your society or in your industry? What do you believe in and what do you want to become? Yeah. We're talking life. We're talking life. You can see the image on the right. Let me know if you guys can see the triangle running up along the left hand side is what you stand for. Running down the right hand side is value proposition, and then along the bottom from right to left we've got a mission statement. Value proposition is taking a professional position that increases value in the setting. So it's about positioning. It's about positioning so you increase the overall value of the movement. I'm gonna share with you a story. I was playing football one time, and this is secondary school, so it was called Cavendish. That was my secondary school at the time, right? And we're playing a school called Adeyfield, and I went to that school previously, right? So I was familiar with some of the boys and the football players. They've got a lot of good football players, and we've got a lot of good football players too. But as far as working together, a lot of teams picked up on it. And Adeyfield knew about it for sure because they came to our home pitch and they was taking the mickey so bad. I mean, they had the goalkeeper playing striker. So we're talking soccer, right? So 11 players. They had defenders playing in one of them striker, one of them in midfield. You feel me? They had midfielders play. They had strikers playing in defense. When I tell you they was taking the absolute, they was taking the absolute mick, and they was confident they could beat us because we were such a bad football team as far as a team. You feel me? As far as like a team, we had very good individuals. So the match starts. I remember scoring the first goal. Obviously, I'm a bit pumped up. I'm a bit red anyway. Obviously, I love the sport, and I'm realizing they're taking the mickey. So you feel me? I'm chasing defenders down. I snap up the defender. I mean, now it's only me and the goalkeeper. I slow it in. We're 1-0 up. Long story short, come half time, 45 minutes, our football team is 3-0 up. You feel me? I'm looking back at some of their players. I'm smiling. Of course, I'm smiling. Cheek to cheek, grin to grin. They come here on our home pitch and trying to violate. You feel me? Yeah. Of course, I was smiling. I'm confident we're gonna win this win. Furthermore, we're 3-0 up. So you feel me? I'm ecstatic, buzzing. Ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. After half time, they put everyone back in their correct position. So now the goalkeeper's actually in goal. The strikers are in strikers. The left winger's there. The right winger's there. The left back is there. The left back is there. The center of the field. Everything's organized. You feel me? Everyone's now deployed. Boy, when that match finished, it was 3-3. When they put everyone in the correct position, it was 3-3. So statistically speaking, if they started with the players from the beginning of the pitch, if they scored 3 in one half, it could have been 6-0 to them if they was in the right position. But then I learned a very valuable position because they was good. We was good, but we was bad as a team. But here was my lesson, and I want to share this lesson with you. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you are in the wrong position, you decrease the value in the team, you decrease the chances of you being able to execute, and you decrease the chances of you being able to win. It was a very, very, very valuable lesson. I didn't even care that I lost it. For some reason, I just let everything go. I had learned something which was bigger than, you feel me, than the weight of gold in itself. It doesn't matter what position you're in. If you're in the wrong position, things ain't going to happen anytime soon. Cool. So now we know what you stand for. Now we're in the right position and we're increasing our value. We can execute on the mission, right? And you want to make that statement. You feel me? You want to make a statement. So I help. Who do you help, guys? Let me know in the comments. Who do you guys help? You guys help individuals who are becoming parents, or do you help parents to do what, right? And when I'm using with or without, I'm talking pain or pleasure, right? People usually change because of two reasons: because of love, because they love this, they love that, they love the idea of that, or you feel me, pain. So with or without what? Bear that in mind. Write that down. If you haven't got a mission statement, now's a good time to start. If you want to update it, using my method here, so you can emphasize on what you stand for, put that in the right position to achieve goals and move that needle. Now to be able to execute on the mission and portray it in a way that people can also see that you're able, or is someone who should be taken serious as far as this thing goes. Snap it. You know what? Snap the whole slide. Snap the whole slide, guys. Let's build on it. Let's build on it. Okay, so now we're building on it, right? We're building on what makes you unique. What do you stand for? Them sort of life experiences. You feel me? What resonates with you? Like, is it a David versus Goliath situation where you're going up against the greats of the industry? You feel like you're the underdog. You've been the underdog of your life, and you've now got to throw your little conquer on this. You feel me? Gonna hit with pinpoint precision, and you're gonna slay them demons. You're gonna slay them giants. Them sort of life experiences. Maybe it's a book or a movie which inspired you, and you saw greatness in that. You saw yourself in that, or you feel me? Something moved from you as far as what took place, and that experience emphasizes on what you stand for or who you want to become, right? Like, who do I have to become to be a content creator? When you start asking questions like that, it's going to help you identify what skills, what experiences you may need to now encounter to become that person. Now we can run down the side of the pyramid. Value proposition, right? What impact are you trying to make, right? If your client chooses to be the hero in your story, what impact are you trying to make? If your client chooses to be the David and wants to now take on Goliath, you feel me? Wants to now come out of their comfort zone, you feel me? Is now saying, listen, nothing's growing here. Okay, cool, I'm ready for it. I understand, there's ups and there's downs, but what we don't do is take our seatbelt off in the middle of a roller coaster. If your client chooses to be the hero, right? What impact is that gonna look like? You feel me? What's that impact gonna look like? So, what kind of impact is that gonna have for their career? What kind of impact is that gonna have for their skills in business going forward? How will their life be transformed for the better of that next level up? For them choosing to be a part of the mission, believing in the mission, endorsing the mission, how will their life be transformed for the better of that next level up? Okay, so now we're increasing the value. We're in the right position, right? Now we're marching to victory in our mission. But how will someone who now chooses to believe in your mission, to invest in your mission, how will their life be transformed for the better of that next level up, or to go through that phase with you? What's the promise of if they go through that with you? Choose to be the hero in your stories. How will their life be transformed? You feel me? What does that promise look like? Nike sells motivation. They don't sell shoes. Amazon sells convenience. They don't sell books. McDonald's, they sell happiness. They don't sell burgers. Understand what I'm trying to say? Disney, they sell memories. They don't sell roller coaster rides. Apple, they sell trends. They're not selling virtual reality. To be fair, it's probably about 10, 20 years still ahead of its time. Ferraris, they sell status. They're not selling cars. What does that promise look like? When they're emotionally involved, what does that promise look like? Not as much as service, you feel me? If they're involved, what's that brand promise like emotionally? What does that look like? Now we're moving on to branding and how it all ties in. You feel me? This is the vibe. Like, what's the vibe? passion, hobbies, stuff maybe you can reveal more, right? If your brand's a bit more fun and maybe you do some fun hobbies, once you establish that, be bold about it, because it's going to help people relate more. It's going to help people tap in and have more conversations to say if they do want general conversations with you, right? It's going to help you build that like, know, and trust factor, because you are also a human being wanting to help human beings. So be passionate about being a human being, whatever you're doing, and if you're ready to share with the world and it's in alignment with the vibe. Great branding. How do I explain branding? Branding for me is all about setting your differences. You feel me? And you have a chance right there to do it. I'm just breaking that down into layman's terms so anyone today can pick it up. Trees do not eat their own fruits. How do you share? Trees do not eat their own fruits. You as a human being, how do you share? Social media. You can sell your coaching on social media. You can share your courses on social media. You can share your fruits on social media. Guys, for you to achieve any kind of success, execution is everything. So resolve to do something every day that moves you towards your major goal. You feel me? When you're moving towards your vision like that, that's what is described as greatness. Build that into your daily schedule. Of course, that has multiple layers, but yeah, all in all, we're worshiping execution here. TIMS. What does that stand for? I'm giving you guys acronyms now, yeah? I'm giving you guys acronyms. We're going to break that down right now for the guys who are using social media or thought about it. T stands for tribe. What are the 5-10 things that are important to your tribe? Do you know that yet? Examples: feeling energized and sharp to tackle podcast, feeling energized and sharp to do videos, to do reels, feeling energetic and aligned to get their life back on track for what they want to achieve doing next. Because that next step, you're going to create 5 to 10 introduction hooks, and you can use ChatGPT. Oh my God, I'll have to show you guys a crazy format you can use for ChatGPT. Ask me sometimes. The second one is I, standing for impact, right? Because you've done that first stage, now you understand what you have authority to communicate on. Because you've gotten feedback about your niche, about your audience, about your tribe. You now understand what you have authority to communicate on. You know what you're anointed. You feel me? Where's the sweet spots? Where's your sweet spots where you have the most authority with your stories? The goal is to move the customer in some sort of way, right? Fill a need. Be consistent. Be human. Have a point of view. Avoiding self-speak. And of course, sometimes you can be direct with that, because once you build a tribe, right, we all know why we're here for, right? Now we all know why we're here for. We all know what we want to get out of this relationships. You know what you have to do. They know they have to be there to get what you are putting down. So the conclusion is, you may not be the best. You may never actually be the best. But when all things are equal, attitude is the difference maker. You can always bring your best. And for that, you will be rewarded. So we've done tribe. We've done impact. Next one is monetization. Traditional marketing has always been about getting products and services in front of the right audience. When I started growing on TikTok, as well as Facebook, and I'm seeing content marketing is about meeting informational needs of a customer so they become interested in you and your brand. If problem-aware content is not working for you, this is what's going on. I'm talking about the pain points. If it's not resonating, we want to do it with the language that our buyer is using. You might be a philanthropist, but if you're doing for new beginners or whatever, they might not understand words like that, and actually, because of the fear of looking stupid or being embarrassed, just the blue collar mentality of what is right. They might step away back instead of stepping up. A great majority of them, right? Because of such words here, it's scary for them at that stage. So your task, go back. I want you to reverse engineer all of the things that you want to share to ways that are digestible. So it's going to help you connect to your actual audience. So they're like, okay, well, cool. Cool. They actually have an answer. You feel me? All right, cool. I get that right now. Or get a flipping social review. We do social reviews. If you're operating on Facebook or TikTok predominantly, I can help you directly with that. If you a real strategy takes in consideration the end goal of your offers and your programs, right? The action you want your viewers to take action from your content, because you want your content to be doing something, right? Do you want people to be following you? Are you trying to grow? Are you trying to nurture your content? Are you trying to nurture so that they'll sign up to an email list, or they sign up to a podcast or your blog, or are you trying to get a sale, right? What's the end goal when you're making content? I certainly think about it. You feel me? Now we're moving on to skills. And every entrepreneur that you see, every successful entrepreneur that you know has these skills, are working on these skills, even though they have them. So you guys are watching the Olympics, even though these guys are great, because they're great, you think they're missing practice? Heck no, everyone's in practice. LeBron's in practice. Steph Curry's in practice. Kevin Durant's, Booker, all of them, man. You feel me? Anthony Davis, all of them, man. They're in practice. Anthony Edwards. Yeah, everyone's in practice regardless of how good they are. You don't create consciousness, you download consciousness. So yeah, whether it's ebooks, courses, events, you guys want to always be updating your DNA with success, so your reticular activating system is on the go for the right tools, for the right map, for the right guidance. I don't know how you want to do it. You can do it with masculine energy, which is like 1 to 10, or you can do it with the feminine matriarch energy, which is the other way around. So 10 and now 1 would be best, going the other way around in energy. So whichever one works for you, whichever one you like, run with it. But as long as you're running, maybe read Simon Sinek's Start With Why. Maybe read Man Searches for Meaning. Is it by Viktor Frankl? In a concentration camp? Yeah, read one of them 2 books. How is never important as why. No point intended, but that's why I suggested Simon Sinek Start With Why. That's just what that boy said in Black Panther 2. You feel me? What's his name? The more. I want you to hear closely what they called that boy with the flying shoes. Anyway, solve the future and then build it. Some people can read War and Peace and come away thinking it's a simple adventure story. Others can read the ingredients on a chewing gum wrapper and unlock the secrets of the universe. We've seen a creator who hates his own creation. We've seen that love is real. A hidden key, a leap not taken. Retrace your steps, reassess, reset, go. Escape your past. And the keys of Jedi will be yours at last. That's crazy. You're crazy. I'm giving you guys a warning right now. Targeting is the price of admission. The crown is not a price to be won. It is a burden to bear. They said you was crazy, huh? They said you was a little bit weird, huh? Because you was crazy, huh? This ain't that weird stuff that they used to, though, huh? This ain't that. You feel me, man? You came out of blue collar mentality, huh? Now you got a millionaire mindset, huh? You got a 6-figure. They say that girl is crazy. They say that boy is crazy. That boy is mad. And in the beginning, they've already thrown slander at you. They've already counted you out. You feel me? They've already said this. They've already said that. They've already said you're crazy. Why don't you now benefit from this crazy? Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, right? And in the beginning of this is the story which you have to have. You feel me? You do the thing, then you have the power. You don't have the power and do the thing, right? So faith is all you've got to have in the beginning. Don't give yourself a stamp of disapproval just because you don't know what you're doing yet. In saying yes, you're going to get clarity. Now going through the process, you're going to get even more clarity. What story do you want to tell? Every day is a blank page, but only you can write on it. What's the narrative? What's the story? Maybe you've gone down this road so far and you're realizing, heck, this ain't for me. You feel me? This really ain't for me. It's at the price of my soul. It's at the price of my happiness. It's at the price of my family. Now, no, I've got to try to find something or try to be doing something. So at any given point, if something can happen, it's to the benefit of my faith, of my effort, of my time, to my family, to the community. Listen, what's that story? Do you want to rewrite your story? Now is the time. I've seen Ella Winter do it. Hers was off the back of a relationship and, living in London. And now everything's not everything she knows. You feel me? Starting from scratch. But because of that, she's built an empire. And those who don't hit rock bottom like that, don't ascend to heights she will ascend to. I don't even think she's scratched the surface. I'm not sure she'll ever hear this, but I got love for her, and I'm sure we both support the same football club in England. So who knows? Maybe one day we might see each other at the same football club. You feel me? Little smile, little wave, little. You know what I'm saying? Them ones there just acknowledge each other. We'll recognize real, we'll recognize real truth, recognize bullshit. But listen, you get to rewrite your story. I've seen many do it. I've seen some of you guys doing it right now. Simply just choosing to be here. You're writing a different chapter of the story. Now you move along and you become somewhat prolific because you have a cause. They're like, hang on. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah. That boy's actually been working. He's actually improved. You talk to him, you see the way he's moving, you see what he's doing, you see the reaction he's getting. He's doing it. You feel me? Like, oh wow, like he's really serious. You feel me? Like he's really prolific. Like he's dropping some stuff that you can really take it and run with, and it's really transformative. You feel me? Like it's really it's really working, right? What's that cause though? Again, what's your why? That's why I recommended that book. What's your why? Man wants to ease the burden of my loved ones. We ain't really trying to see none of that Queen Khalifa stuff happen here ever again. You feel me? And yes, it happens still in this day and age, but in different ways and circumstances. But to be able to ease the burden for my peoples, them who are already doing so much to be here and make it through, that was my cause. And now, as you go into business, you recognize how you want to help, you want to become, areas which you're passionate about. You guys might have different areas that you're passionate about. It could be in areas of diabetes, it could be areas of sports, whatever you're passionate about. What's them causes? Because that's going to help you push that boat a little bit further, especially on days which, again, that might trick you out of position. They might have you feeling that you're the failure when really it was just an event. You feel me? And you've got to have a cause. You got to have a cause. Raise it to the point that, like, hang on, what you've been doing has worked. You've now got a name for yourself. Now things are working. You feel me? Like, things are good. Listen, you're crazy. What do you mean you want to try? What? You want to try now and go to this level? You guys know Steve Jobs, right? They were saying, okay, you've done the iPhone, that's great. You've changed the world. You've changed society as we know it forever. Now you want to create an iPad. They're saying, Steve, I'm not sure, you've lost your marbles. I don't know what you've been doing in India. Yeah, maybe the sun's just been caressing your forehead just a little bit too much. Slow down there, brother. He's saying, nah, I've seen it. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna run with an iPad. It's gonna look like this. You feel me? Let's make it happen ASAP. Let's say, my God, they're probably biting the teeth, looking at each other like, bro, wow, I don't know. It's an abnormal size. Like, I mean, at least what you've got right now, people can hold it, they can feel it, You're saying this one is an abnormal size, Steve. He said, brother, you feel me? I've had the vision. He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. Anyway, long story short, he ends up going with the iPad. As of date, it is the most used tool in business. iPad. In businesses, in traditional businesses, in online businesses, it is the most used tool. Even when a lot of members at first discarded the idea because it was crazy. This guys, you need to be crazy. They're not calling you crazy. They're not saying you weird. They're not doubting you. The same ones who call you crazy, who call you weird, they'll still be watching you. They'll still watch your Instagram highlights. They'll still watch your content. They'll still pre you. I promise you. However, you're gonna be the one who's changing the world for yours, theirs, and theirs to come. And this is what I love. I love helping you guys being that business leader who's anointed with style, polishing that sort of craziness in innovation, because that's going to lead to new opportunities. That's going to lead to new opportunities because now this iPad is in any hands. You can use it for fun. Children are getting it for. It used to be skateboards and bikes and scooters. Nowadays, it's probably more iPads. You feel me? It's more. Let's be honest. You feel me? It's more iPads. It's the digital era. We lived in flipping forests. We lived in jungles. We lived in villages. We live now in towns, and now we're living on the internet. This is prolific. Snap this flipping timeline right now. I'm prolific. This is prolific. Where do we go from here? Right now we're living on the internet, my friend. Where do we go from here? This is what I was telling the guy in the O2. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I said to my friend, where do we go from here? I'm excited. New opportunities are on the horizon. So I'm going to give you that map. The digital influencer treasure secrets. Yeah, for $10. It's a bargain and a discount. And I'm also willing to be your guide. You feel me? Introduce you to mine. I'm going to give you the tools. My friend, I'm going to give you the tools too, because let's have it right. Einstein was the cleverest person in the world. He didn't make it to space though, did he? He didn't. He didn't make it to space. We've managed to send dogs. A Labrador has been to space. You feel me? A woof dog has been to space. And Einstein, supposedly one of the cleverest men that our generations have seen, did not make it to space. Why did he not make it to space? The tools wasn't available to the degree. For you, my friend, you have arrived in good time. If you're a build rail or RPM member of mine, in my section, there's difference. There's like Pro, Max, Light, MAB, whatever's in relation to your business goals. And AAEs now with artificial intelligence. And yeah, this section is absolutely crazy. Definitely worth a look. You get my personal guidance. You get an invite to the socially pivot community. There's only two ways you get in there. You get a resource, or you're one of my members through BuildRel, or the RPM, or MAB, or AAE, or anything in relation with our done for you 90% done for you system. If you're on the free RPM or on BuildRel, you'll get 2 free calls with me. And some people, they just end up wanting social reviews, social audits for their online business. Some of them, want to stick on the coaching, but want my help in that because I'm just prolific in that sort of way. And you can't stop a dreamer, and I love to serve. You feel me? If you're a service-based business owner, I love to serve. But tools like Builder not only save you money, but make you money if you want to also position yourself as an affiliate. We talked about position. If you're in the wrong position versus the right position. So yeah, you don't have to become an affiliate, and you can even buy the tools on Builder separately. But yeah, these tools and softwares are good choices because people would need tools, and this is easy to use. It's easy, it's fast. For me, it was a no-brainer to be an affiliate for them. My done for you system with RPM and MAB downloads Builderell. So imagine what I'm telling you. You could tap into an automated system that sells multiple digital products that bring in multiple streams of income on autopilot. Imagine having over 20 top performing products with double and triple commissions, also 2-tier commissions on everything at your freaking fingertips with a single link you can post online to make sales. 50 to a year's email sequence done for you. Videos done for you. Nurturing done for you. Closing, sales done for you. All you have to do is plug, play, and profit. Now you're in the right position. You're in position to be making an extra $500 US dollars. What would that look like for you? $1,000, $5,000. What would that look like for you in your lifestyle right now? And there's more, not to mention the leads that you build up. I got over 400 leads off TikTok alone. These are leads you can now market to at any time for any products you've got that are in the system or any products of your own, right? If you end up doing events, these are people you can update and let them know that you've got an event coming up. You can market to them at any time, all because of this done for you system. The opportunities are endless. I hope you guys have enjoyed my presentation, and I wanted to offer you guys a chance to have an asset or incorporate an asset, or at least explore ways in how we can, work further together if that is something you'd like to do. And I've got receipts. A lot of our people wasn't able to do it, but despite melanation, a lot of real European who never gave up hope, who never gave up on humanity, who never gave up on peace, who never gave up on abundance, who never gave up on, respecting the fact that if you've worked hard, you've worked to be here, you deserve to be here, and everything that comes from that, protecting the realms of abundance. They're dropping the science for us to put it together because some of us weren't allowed to, and some of us, unfortunately was, going missing, and we weren't even trying to play hide and seek. But anyway, these are the miracle receipts. There's interesting people, and I definitely recommend you dive into their content. If they've got books and a lot of knowledge to be gained and high sciences. I'm gonna wish you good luck, but luck for me is something you get after giving 100%. Luck is the residue of design. Like I said, I think curriculum knowledge is great. It's a luxury to learn. I just don't think it's the best if you want to design a lifestyle you love. And if you feel like luck hasn't been on your side, well, Let's design something different. You feel me? This is your time to transform. I hope you've got some keys in there. I hope you put it into doors. And I hope you choose to walk through some of them. I hope you use these tips to go out there and deliver massive impact. I hope you're able to pivot your leadership and your online business. That's two of my websites, digitalinfluencer.levelswithrichard.com and the freelance digital marketing, rpm.levelswithrichard.com, one of the main. My time is up. I want to give it back to Marie and Felicia. If you guys have got any questions, if you guys want me to share any more receipts and break it down, if you guys want me to break down the reticular activating system, because I mentioned that in one slide, but I know some people might not have context of what that works or how that can work for your favor, being a business owner and just someone who's just going through life, wanting to design a lifestyle they love and shift the momentum of luck. So that ball drops on their side of the court. Let me know. Let me know. Felicia Marie, let me know.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Richard. I know earlier on there was a lot of conversation sparked back here about the different symbolism that I suppose sparked you going down your own journey and rabbit hole. But I loved how you brought it back to your own journey and your own system and the gold in being online, stepping into your marketing and branding, and being able to utilize that resource. Like, it was really insightful to see. And I love the crazy heart-centered leadership. And also, what was that last line about luck is the residue of desire?
That one feels like home. It's like it so is that little bit of passion, which is what I absolutely love, and just taking it that one step of what if. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen from dreaming big?
Yeah. And noticing the crazy of the world as well. So for us to dive deep into our own selves and thinking about the world around us, there's lots of really interesting symbolism and research. And if it sparked your interest and curiosity, I suggest you go and research it yourselves and dive deeper down the rabbit hole. Amazing. Well, we're going to jump